Fire it up, dog.
Let's do this thing.
1, 2, 3.
Niner.
Do you know Niner is like the leader on the radio?
Okay, you can start it. You son of a bitch. Jody Mitic Podcast. Hold fast. Coffee? Zajammans?
Yeah.
Guaranteed. Legit. Broing down. Jody Mitic Podcast. Some long range shooting. Sniper rifle. 18-inch 308 guns and bullets and that. Eventually, one day, it's coming up.
It's gonna swell.
It's going to swell up. So we're good. We were going to go shooting today.
What's my escape plan?
The zombie apocalypse. There's wild turkeys around here. I'm on team people. Not because I'm a communist. Okay, so anyway, I'm a history geek. I should know this. Anyway, just wow.
You are Niner around here now.
Right?
Just because in my absence, you took over the podcasting universe.
Right?
I'm proud of you, man.
Bravo. Well, thank you.
I am. Like I said that last time, but I'm just proud of all my kids.
Right? Well, you got it all started.
Remember when I asked you, like, hey, man, do you want to do a podcast with me? And you were like, podcasting doo-dee-doo-doo.
I was like, what's a podcast?
Yeah.
But that's actually the way it went down. Maybe, I don't know, maybe a month before we got started with your podcast, you're like, hey, you should listen to this podcast. And I'm like, huh? I'm like, oh, I've seen the app on my phone before.
Oh, you never even listened to podcasts?
I had never even, like, I knew they existed, but I had never listened to one. And you said, I've been listening.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Turn me down a little bit in the mic.
Yeah.
In the ears. In the ears. Oh, that's better. Thank you.
Yeah.
Sorry, but you said I've been listening.
So you had been listening to Rogan and Fighter and the Kid, and you're like, you got to check out this episode. It's hilarious. And I'm like, okay, I'll see if I can download it or whatever.
Yeah.
And I did, and I'm like, oh my God, I love podcasts.
Yeah, that was like 2015, eh?
Yeah.
For real.
Yeah.
And then we started the Jody Mitic Podcast, I want to say like March of 16.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Right before I went to do Jocko.
Yep, that's right.
Which turned out to be the double episode. I think might be the only double episode on Jocko.
That I'm aware of.
You're welcome, universe.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, hey, man. How you been?
I've been doing well.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Just got back from sunny Florida. Kelly and I, as you can tell by our farmer's tans and lack of sun.
Right, yeah.
We did the opposite of baking on the beach, and we decided to, so my buddy Rich, whose ranch we were at in Paisley, right? Paisley, Florida. Look it up, folks. He's called Full Spectrum Warrior on Instagram, and he's a retired Navy SEAL sniper, and he's got his own ranch, 50 acres with long range shooting, and he does a whole lot of close in stuff because that's what Navy SEALs are really best at.
Right.
They're amazing snipers right after Canadians and maybe the Marines. I don't know. There's a whole lot of rivalry in there.
Sure.
Ooh, I might have just stirred up a hornet's nest. The Jody Mitic Podcast isn't controversial, is it? No.
Not even once.
Not even ever.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we went there, and I helped Rich do some training. It was a police chief of a department of about a dozen people. But it's the Americans have that kind of thing. I don't know if Canada has any departments like that, and then he had one of his auxiliary officers with him, and they both had their wives, and I had Kel with me, and basically it was like a couples training weekend.
Very cool.
And so I was helping train them, and Kelly and I are now taking that model and bringing it back to Canada when we have started Fire Team Alpha.
Cool.
Shooting / it's a lifestyle, holistic living / shooting tactical company.
Okay, yeah.
So do some yoga and then shoot stuff.
I don't see why not.
Or shoot stuff, then do yoga.
Of course.
And then we got a kickboxing dummy that you can beat up.
Right.
And we got dogs. Here's Athena, our newest dog.
Yeah.
Follow her on Instagram. Athena, the warrior prince. No, what is it?
Athena, the warrior dog.
Athena, warrior, the dog.
Oh, yeah, right, because the other one was taken.
Yeah. Athena, warrior. You should probably know that. Why don't you look that up? That's Kelly, my lovely, beautiful best friend and fiance.
It is Athena, warrior the dog.
Athena, warrior the dog on Instagram. Follow her. She needs some more followers because she's just cute as a button. She's got ears. How big did you say they were, Luke?
Oh, this dog's got a set of ears on
Yeah,
it. Like,
she's got some official like you could use these to officiate. Like, what are the ear regulations? Just go to Athena.
that's right. That's
The
right.
ears cannot be any smaller than that.
Yeah. Hopefully she's going to grow into those. And
Yeah,
she's
she's another partner of ours down there called Fortress Canine, and run by Joel, a retired American MP, military police officer. And they get their dogs are a blend of Malinois, Belgian Malinois, Malinois.
C'est bon.
C'est bon, je ne sais pas comment vous dire, c'est moi. Is that word in français?
I don't know.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I thought we were having a convo in français.
Not even close.
You're on your own there, Jode.
Comment vous dites c'est moi? So French people, school me on that shit.
I think somebody could probably tune that up a little bit.
Yeah, well, my French is actually getting better. It's kind of awesome, actually. I might be going to France to sell some stuff to the French military.
Oh,
But that's top secret, or is it?
right.
Anyway, yeah. So they're blending the German Shepherd and the Malinois mix. So they get we got mostly Shepherd look, but they have ones that look exactly like the Malinois. That's more your style. And his dogs range from like 2,500 to 50,000.
Right. Okay.
That's how good they are.
Wowzers.
He's currently training a dog that when he's done with it, it's what? How old was that puppy when we were there? 8 weeks, 9 weeks?
It was 8 weeks.
Yeah, it was about 8 weeks. And when they're done with it, like they're starting his training probably, I think next week when he's about 9, or they said about 11, 12 weeks they'll start. It was a girl, wasn't it? Yeah. And she'll be worth about 75 grand Canadian when they're done.
Wowzer. So what's a $75,000 dog going to do?
Whatever you want.
Whatever you want. Okay. Yeah.
Basically.
It's bacon and eggs.
Right. Yeah.
Bacon and eggs, fetch the paper, kill the mailman, whatever.
Yeah. All those things.
Athena was her brothers and sisters are ass kickers, and her cousins and her aunties and uncles.
Right.
But she likes cuddles more than ripping faces off.
Okay.
Don't get me wrong. If she has to, she'll rip a face off.
She'll flip
for
the
mommy
switch.
and daddy. Oh yeah, she has a switch. We've seen it half go on for this dog that charged me at the dog park.
Right.
He was just trying to get the ball.
Of course.
But she went, "That's my boy."
Right.
And-
Okay.
And she's like half his size. I thought she was gonna rip his throat out.
Oh shoot. Okay.
Yeah, she got the face, and then like last night, she was all curled up, and I grabbed Kelley from behind, like the manly grab,
Sure.
the way Kelley likes it.
Yep.
And the dog, I swear, shark eyes. She didn't move. Her whole body stayed curled up in a beautiful little, like, lovely little puppy curl up.
Yeah.
But her eyes went shark eyes, and she just looked at me. She's like, "Bitch."
Watch yourself.
I was like, yeah. I was like, "Whoa." I was like, I got tingles. And I was like, I need to have to kill my own dog.
Right.
I'm in charge around here.
That's right.
But yeah, no, she's awesome. Look great with kids, great with other dogs. Has she met a cat yet?
No, not yet.
Yeah.
Chickens.
She met chickens.
Ooh.
Yeah, Rich has some Guyanese chickens.
Okay.
They're what's left of like a 50-bird flock of ducks, regular chickens that we would understand, and these Guyanese chickens.
Right.
And these are the two that went rogue. Like they left the roost and started laying their eggs all over the property.
Okay.
And that's the only reason they're still alive. Like he had a dog eaten by a crocodile, or no, an
Yikes.
alligator, I guess, down there.
Right, yep.
That was eating all the chickens and the goats and the raccoons and anything that came on the property got eaten by this other dog that he had. And these two chickens just figured it out. They're like, if we stay in the same spot, he will eat us. So we're going to leave.
Right.
So
yeah.
I'm standing there taking a video of the dog next to the chickens. And I'm like, "Oh, look at this. They're so beautiful together." And the chickens are hilarious. They're like little basketballs with ping pong balls for heads. And,
Too funny.
Oh, yeah. And as soon as I turned the camera off and put my phone in my pocket, Athena went, "Did you say chickens?" Huh? And like just went after them. And they were like, "Bitch, get out of here. We've been dodging puppies since before you were even born." And they were just
Right.
like they ran circles around her.
Too funny.
It was awesome. But yeah, that was great. So anyway, like we said, we're bringing the model back up to Canada. It's called Fireteam Alpha Official on Instagram. We're just getting started. Don't expect too much for 6 to 12 months, but we're building slowly. We already have some clients that we're going to, work with to hone our task and our skills. And we're trying to collaborate with like-minded people.
Cool.
So like, trade like physiotherapy for shooting, or or gym time for shooting, and
Yep.
and with quality, and then we can exchange client lists and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Right? And yeah, man, like Kelley and I are really, really excited about this. And I'm excited because through my rehabilitation from substance abuse journey, I'm back to abusing coffee.
Right.
Big time.
Okay.
Remember,
Coffee.
were you listening to Fighter and the Kid when Brendan Schaub's stomach like disintegrated on him?
Yeah.
Yeah, I almost had that happen.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. We are almost off sugar.
Right.
All we've had today is a half a teaspoon of honey each with our coffee. Local honey, though, so we get the local antibodies and all that good
Of
stuff.
course, from Friendly Bees.
Friendly bees. Yes, we enslave the bees and we eat all the meat.
Yeah.
Any vegans listening to the show, I strongly urge you to do your body a favor and eat an animal.
Right.
If you really want to like be one with nature, go kill it yourself.
There you go.
Can I go hunting with you this fall?
Yeah.
Like for reals?
Yeah.
Can we go and we'll take a camera and we'll videotape it and stuff?
Sure.
And we'll make like a YouTube channel with us just bungling through the woods.
Why not?
Is there snow when you go hunting?
Yes.
When's deer
Some.
season?
I go the second week of November.
So it starts in October though, right?
It starts in October, like where I hunt. It starts in October, but I think it might be bow only in October.
Well, I know the bow season is at least 2 weeks earlier and 2 weeks later.
Yeah. And then I believe the first week of rifle is the first week of November. I usually go the second week of November.
Okay, why is it so late?
I don't know.
Is that after all the fawns have probably grown enough to survive?
Yeah, like I would think that would be the timing, and I'm sure it's specific to the region that I hunt in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's mostly bucks you're allowed to take, right?
Well, it depends on what tags you have, right? Like
Can I get a tag, or can I use your tag, or do you want to go halvesies on a tag, or how does it work?
you have to apply for a doe tag, and I think you've already missed the lottery for it, but you can just buy a deer tag. It's like $40.
What tastes better? Buck or doe?
I don't find that there's much of a difference unless the buck, like unless it's like a super old buck or something who's
Like just a dude, just a buck.
Yeah.
The buck's buck.
who's just been like slinking around the bush for
Just
a
like making
long
babies
time.
for like 30 years.
Yeah.
And just
Yeah.
murking young guys.
So I find then the meat can be a little different, but with most,
You're like
I
eating
don't
one of
find
us.
there's
You're like eating an alpha deer.
pretty much.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense, right? Like he's a little tougher, a little older, a little leaner probably, or maybe a little fatter. I don't know. What do you think?
Most of the venison is pretty lean,
Regardless?
all the way around.
How do
Yeah,
they survive the winter?
I don't know.
Without fat.
So cold out there.
Yeah. Well, maybe
I mean, they have a good amount of fat in them, but it doesn't seem to be marbled into too much of the meat. And
know why?
This is me like not super educated on the whole process, but
it's because it's they're eating what they're supposed to.
right.
Whereas the cows we eat tend to
Right.
eat things that they
Yes.
don't supposed to eat.
That makes sense.
Like corn. Where did I see this? I know the Jody Mitic Podcast, full of UFI, useful fucking information. Kelley came up with a good one though. She's like, "Don't be a UFI, useless fucking individual."
Right? Yes. I like all these things.
By the way, write this down. Jody Mitic Podcast T-shirts. My feminism includes firearms.
Oh,
For Kelley. Yeah, we're going to get some girl tees made up. We made contact with the No Duff Apparel folks, so they want to come on the show and do some partnership stuff. And a buddy of mine, Glenn, from the Canadian Special Operations, wants to come on the show, talk about some money, cha-ching, and where it is at for the veterans.
this is Glenn that I met.
Glenn that you met. Yes,
Right.
sir. That's
Perfect.
right. He's in Abu Dhabi right now.
Yeah, I
he
saw
said,
that.
I want to. So he texted me this morning at Oh Dark Stupid because, he's in the desert and it's probably noon there right now or something. No, it's probably like actually 3 p.m. But he's like, yeah, I want to be on your podcast. Don't forget. And I was like, okay, fly me to wherever you are. He's like, okay, I'm in Abu Dhabi. Got your passport? And I was like, if only I wasn't going to West Virginia and LA for the next
Yeah,
couple of weeks.
for
But
sure.
yeah, we might be going on the road. Are you down?
Let's go. I'll leave right now.
Yeah, well, I mean, we can't go right now. Kelley and I
okay.
are going to West Virginia tomorrow
Right.
to do some shooting with the Pantera Experience, which we advertised.
Yeah, absolutely.
Jody Mitic Podcast listeners, too late. It's all full.
All full.
All full.
That's it.
That's
all
it.
right.
Well,
That's
I mean,
good.
the train leaves tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah.
Like at this time tomorrow, we will be on. We'll probably be at the border.
Right,
At this
okay.
time tomorrow.
Cool.
Because we're driving. Do you think Do you think we should rent like a big ass SUV though? Because the Beast is pretty dope. You know my Dodge Charger that looks like a undercover cop car, or an unmarked cop car. Anyway, it's got the bars in the front.
Yeah,
and the
for smashing
tires.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, just for when the zombies come, bro,
Oh,
so I can
no.
plow right through them.
Totally. Yeah.
Yeah. It's an all-wheel drive Charger.
Yeah.
I love that thing.
Yeah, of
Like
course.
it after Snowmageddon, it laughed in the face of Snowmageddon.
Fools.
I have like awesome hand cook.
I think it's Hankook.
I think you're right. I think in the
Yeah.
in the official language of the company, it's Hankook.
Think so.
Anyway, I get my tires from Frisbee Tire in town here. See all these names I'm dropping?
Right.
My boys owe me some cash, son. I'll be sending my boys to collect.
Just send trucks with bags of cash.
Yeah, just send dump trucks. It's dump trucks of quarters. We'll go swimming in it, Scrooge McDuck style.
That's right.
Here's your $500 in quarters. Just fill the basement with money. Anyway, they hooked me up with some dope tires, and I put the cop rims on with the like chrome hubcaps. And
Yep.
Anyway, Snowmageddon. This thing has gone everywhere my Jeep Wrangler went.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go ahead and say I didn't test my Jeep Wrangler that much.
No, for
Like,
sure you didn't.
You'll never outdrive your Wrangler.
No.
You might stupid your Wrangler and drive it into like
Yes.
right? It's like people
That
that, buy
sounds likely.
It's like people that buy really high-end motorcycles or sports cars. You're never going to outdrive that car or
Right.
that bike. But the car will definitely outdrive you.
Yeah.
And that's when you wrap it around a post or something, right?
Yes,
Like
indeed.
Have you ever watched the Grand Tour on Prime with the
No.
guys that used to do the show with BBC? Man, what was the name of their show? Top Gear? Top Gear.
Oh, yeah. Top
Same
tier, yeah.
guys after they got fired from BBC went to Prime to do this show.
Right, okay.
Oh, whoever does their editing, I want them to do a movie about our shooting company and our podcast.
Right.
Like it's just like they're so good at it.
Cool.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
What was I talking about? Oh, the Beast laughing off Snowmageddon.
And if you want to rent something to go down.
Oh yeah, I think we should because we definitely need more space. Wheelchairs and kids and dogs and legs and I got some. Oh, I'm wearing jeans today, but I got my old feet back on my new legs.
Oh.
Yeah, you know what that means. The listeners
yeah.
at home are like, I don't get a wuddy hoodie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah,
He's got an extra pep in his step now.
Yeah. Some more spring
my
action.
butt's getting sore from all the extra.
Right.
Because the other one I had to like it bent a lot and it was very like maneuverable sort of.
Right.
But it was heavy. These ones it's almost like constantly, you know some people who walk pigeon-toed?
Yeah.
You know they walk but they're always up on their toe? It's what it feels like.
Right, okay.
I think we're going to have to design some pants as well as the podcast T-shirts for you that says caution on your ass because it's getting so fine walking on your toes like that.
It's my baby.
See?
It's my woman, huh?
Right.
It's a little bit
Got my
hazardous for
fire
me
team
because I can't
partner.
stop looking at it.
Yeah, baby.
Careful. He won't be able to leave the room if his head gets any bigger.
It's too late.
Yeah.
Come on, with her around. Come on. No, but that's what you do for each other, right?
Of course.
And
Yep.
that's what Fire Team Alpha is actually all about. Like the smallest team in the military is a fire team.
Right.
Right? Or if you're a SEAL, it's your swim buddy, or if you're a Marine, it's your squad mate. Like it's a 2-man team, 2-person team.
Right.
In this case, man is what do you call it? Unisex.
Right.
It's
Yep.
a human term.
It's a human term, right?
Yep.
And so what we want to do, and should I do that in the microphone somewhere?
Yeah, you should do it a lot. Yeah.
Everyone at home is like ripping off their earphones, like no.
They're like, my misophonia.
Oh man, if you want to learn how to communicate better, come to Fire Team Alpha as a couple, as a family. We're husband, wife, kids, wife, kids, husband, kids. Like we don't care.
Yeah, everybody.
We're multi-generational, all sexes, all races, all pronouns. We don't care. We love we're on Team People. You know that. We're the good
Yeah.
guys. That's our
There you
hashtag,
go.
right? And if you guys want to have some fun and just learn to do something as a couple, come learn with us, and we'll have you doing pairs, fire, and movement, which is it's combat maneuverability. It's fire and movement, which basically means you learn how to look out for each other's back.
Right.
And it's all communication, and it's all understanding each other very well. That's what combat really is when you get down to that level. And then we same thing with corporate gigs. We're going to offer a corporate package that, I mean, if you come in and we teach your team how to work itself up to like, depending on how many there are, if there's 8 or 10 or 12, we can do like, break it down so that there's 2-man teams at the end, or 2, maybe 3-man if it's an odd number, it doesn't matter. But if your company isn't communicating and bonded by the end of learning how to do fire and movement with simunition,
right?
Simunition is a brand name. We're looking at marking ammo to start.
Right.
So it's a little less intense.
Okay.
Right. Because a lot of people get super nervous around firearms.
Right.
And they're worried they're going to shoot themselves or somebody around them. And like, you could give them a 22 long rifle, right? Which it's like less recoil than a cap gun.
Right. Yeah.
And I had a buddy out at the range who's a real estate mogul. And he's fit, and he's full of muscles. He's a wiry little dude. He's about Kelley's size, but he's strong as shit.
Yep.
And he's like shaking with the 22 pistol.
Right.
And I was like, bro, relax. It's like you just saw me shoot it. There isn't even recoil, but you got to get it you got to get it out of their head that they're going to hurt themselves.
Right. Yeah.
Like you'll pick up a huge butcher knife in your kitchen and start chopping things up, and you're not worried about cutting a finger off.
Yep.
It's the same with firearms. Like, if you know what you're doing and if you're supervised properly and you just keep safety in mind, you're going to be fine.
Yeah.
You're going to be fine. It's just a tool like anything else. Yeah, I can do a lot of damage, but so can my car if I drove it in the wrong place.
So with a table
course.
saw.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Cut some phalanges off.
Yeah. I know a few people that have done that. I remember my shop teacher in high school was missing his thumb.
Yeah.
And what happened? He's like, I went, and my thumb went with it. He did it in the 70s before they did the whole reattaching thing, I guess.
Right.
Maybe he's a hand talker like I was when I first started shooting.
Oh, my God.
And that concludes today's safety lesson class.
This is what not to do.
So I have a question though.
buddy.
So people in this course, people are going to be able to like take what they've learned and then apply it to other areas of their life or business, things like that.
There's so many things that I've learned, and this is why Jocko's book, Extreme Ownership, really comes into play with life and business. Like his specialty is like big business, right? Like he goes in and he just murks like boards of, what are they called?
Like board of directors.
Chair.
Okay.
What are they called? Boards of directors.
Yeah.
He goes in there with his team and he murks them. And he
Right.
goes, all right, here's what you're doing. And then profits are up? Yeah. Because he gets them back to, first of all, the leadership starts at the top. All responsibility starts at the top. And then he works his way through and he shows where to help efficiencies and, maybe who to eliminate or who to promote. But what we want to do is we want to bring it down to the most big, because look, I wasn't an officer. I was a grunt on the front line with my 3-man or 4-man or 2-man sniper team.
Yep.
And, small operations, small groups. And so Kelley and I as a pair, and she's getting her skill set way up. Like, go to her Instagram. What are you again? KE.LLEY15. And her target is all the holes are right in the middle.
Right.
And that's with a short, like a Glock 19, which is like a 4-inch barrel, and like at 7 meters, I think.
Right.
We were at, which is for a handgun with for a new shooter, it's pretty. Yeah. It's pretty impressive.
Right on.
Let's just say she's shooting better than me.
There
Let's
you
put
go.
it that way. And we just want to break it down to like you can be the greatest general, but if your troops aren't talking to each other.
Yeah,
it doesn't work,
yeah.
Right? And most of the best, or shouldn't say most, but a lot of the best generals, even if they were never like a private in the army,
right?
They took their time to learn what it was like to be one,
right?
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And that really gets you a lot of respect with the troops. But it also, when you're planning things, you go, oh, I shouldn't expect them to be here by this time, because if I had to walk that far through the jungle with that kind of equipment, with that kind of tasking, it would take me half as long or twice as long, or you know what I mean? So they're able to think in the soldier's point of view. And that's all we want to do. We want to, husbands and wives, or like I said, any pair, whether you're best friends or your worst enemies or you're the bridal shower, we want to bring you in and we want to prep you to for operating at the ground level of life.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right, babe?
Yeah, and teaching them to communicate, because I think, sometimes that fear of speaking up and that fear of putting your ideas forward, even in a business world.
Yep.
You know, get the team together, and that it gets sort of breaks down a lot of those barriers as well.
Cool.
Yeah, well, like get the family, like, so here's an example. Like, and ladies, this isn't a knock at you. This is just a knock at the people that aren't experienced, right? The instructor said, does anyone want another demo? All the wives looked at their husbands,
Right.
like mine included. And then so we, you know, and then I took the wives that were standing next to their husbands and I moved them away from their husbands, and their shooting got better. But then you bring them back together, and if you watch the videos, right, they learn and they learn to be confident.
Right. Yeah.
Without their husband or their partner, regardless of which way the pants go, or as the saying goes, look, I'm not trying to be sexist. If any social justice warriors jump on this, thank you. We'll get the attention. That's, hey,
Sure.
Remember how awesome social warrior justice did us when we
Yes.
did the Black Lives Matter at the Gay Pride Parade?
Absolutely.
Yeah, that was like our best downloaded episode ever.
It went wild.
Thanks, Globe, or what was that, Post Media?
Yep.
So go ahead, do it again.
And taking away that fear, like when I was saying to the ladies, you know, I'm a civvy, I'm a newbie. It's okay to be nervous, but just make sure you ask and don't. There's no stupid questions.
Yeah, there's definitely no stupid questions, but also you break down that barrier between a couple.
Right.
Right? Like there's some couples where everything to do with like shooting is deferred to the man.
Right.
Or there's lots of couples I know where the woman is a cop or something.
Sure.
And like it's just kind of like, oh, that's her wheelhouse, or like that's his wheelhouse. And it's like, well, no, you don't have to be as proficient as your partner.
Yep.
But at least you can understand. Like one of the things I get from my book, Unflinching: The Making of a Canadian Sniper, available on Amazon and Chapters.
Yep.
Please, my kids need to go to college soon. One's 10. Oh my God, she's gonna be in college in like 7 years, 8 years.
Hooray.
But only if I can find a school where she won't go and learn the white man is evil.
Right.
And the patriarchy is keeping her down. Yeah, she's so far down. She's only got an iPhone 21 and Starbucks lattes intravenously going into her body. And, yeah, the patriarchy sure has sucked for Western culture, eh?
Yeah.
Oh,
it
God.
does.
Anyway, that's another show we'll get into. Well, what was I saying?
Communication.
Yeah, just communicate. Anyway, come to our school. We're in Ottawa, but we're able to travel. We 100% will take on online clients. We actually starting in what are we, March? No, still February, right? Oh my God, it's only the 21st.
Yeah. February.
We'll probably have the online thing set up for May.
Right.
Ish, maybe June. I don't know. We don't want to rush, but we're each looking for 10 clients each, and hopefully they're all couples.
Right.
So I'm going to do the men, she's going to do the women, and then we're going to do the couples together.
Yeah.
And we're going to start with like, you know, how do you live your life? How do you talk? Like, how do you view the world? And try and turn that frown upside down if that's the problem. Some people are super optimistic and just don't know how to put the wheels in the right direction.
Right. Yep.
And Kelley and I have some hard miles on these frames.
Yeah.
And we know enough through learned life lessons, but we will also learn from you. And that's one of the best things about Kelley and I is trust us, folks. We are in, and you can ask Luke the Duke. You don't mind I call you the Duke, do you?
No, it's all good.
Like you are the Duke of podcasting.
Right.
Bow to the Duke.
Thank
Yes,
you,
indeed,
everyone.
indeed,
Thank you.
indeed. And anyone listening who's considering a podcast, you know, another sidebar. Seriously, shoot Luke a message on what do you prefer, the DMs on the Instagrams?
Yeah.
It's getting popular, eh? Kelley, when I saw her how many DMs I get from just randoms, she's like, "Oh my God, I didn't even know there was DM on Instagram."
I find it's way better than the other platforms. Or me personally, I enjoy using it more than like Facebook and Twitter. Twitter, I've totally abandoned. Posts go there, but they just go.
They go there to die.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and I have like 14-ish thousand followers, I think, on Twitter.
Right.
And I realized this the other day. Okay, so finish that sidebar though. Luke is the Podcast Wagon,
Right, yeah.
on Instagram. He will hook you up. You could be in Antarctica, Siberia, in Indochina, which I think is actually not a real place anymore.
Right,
It's like that's
okay.
like a pre-World War II place.
They got canceled.
Yeah, no, they just, anyway, you could be in Vietnam, South America. Anyway, wherever you are, you got bandwidth, Luke can hook you up.
That's right.
Yeah, so why don't you break it down? Just like take a minute and tell them what is your preferred way to communicate. Is the DMs on Instagram?
Yeah, DMs on Instagram is great, or through the website. They can just fill out the contact form, and it's podcastwagon.com.
You got the .com.
Yeah.
Did you get the .ca?
No, don't need it.
Don't need it. Don't want it. Don't
Nope.
use it. Keep
That's
it.
right.
Keep it. You know what? JodyMitic.ca, I think, is back on the auction board.
Yeah,
Yeah, because I abandoned it when I left my City Hall office.
right.
I think.
They want to snatch that up.
Better check that
I
out.
better check that out, eh? If only there was 36 hours in a day and 9 days in a week.
I thought that last night as we were sitting on the couch trying to like unwind before bed. I thought, man, we went from having too much time on our hands to now, okay, we really need to get, the flow comes and
Oh, man.
balance it out. But
Well,
we've got a good thing going with our new.
yeah, we
schedule
got
and-
things going, but you know what, babe? I was talking to Paul this morning. Paul is a good friend of mine. He was the weapon hunter on TV, if you've ever heard of him, and he's coming with us to Panthera training down in West Virginia to do some shooting and just hang. We're doing some. Him and I are gonna have a little bro time.
Cool.
Kelly's gonna have a little girl time with the dog, and he's also very good in my recovery.
Right.
Because he has been through the ringer himself. Oh my God. Sorry. My shoulder is so tight, my wrist hurts.
Right. Yeah.
Like you see, it's even kind of swollen.
it's all connected.
Oh my God. What's her name? Dr. Joanna Taylor. You know her, right?
No.
In Ottawa? She
No.
does the Red Black space. Okay, that came out way wrong.
Hang on.
She is the one of the best sports
Sports medicine.
Is it medicine when you do all the rubbing and the shit?
Physiotherapist
Is it?
or chiropractor,
I don't know if she's a physiotherapist, but she's definitely a chiropractor.
kinesiologist.
Maybe a kinesiologist.
Maybe
you know
she's
what?
everything. Maybe
We'll
she's
find-
all of it.
She does a lot of crazy shit too. Like she'll stick you with needles. She'll put you in a cryo chamber. She'll
Yeah.
throw you in a snowbank when the plow is going. Whatever she thinks will make it better for you.
Cool, I like
and
that.
And a lot of the Red Blacks are CFL, our professional football team here in Ottawa. And I believe the Senators, the NHL team. I believe a lot of them go to see her and her team. She has a whole team over there. And a lot of Red Blacks go to Human 2.0 now too. I don't know
Right.
if you know.
Right on.
Yeah.
Yep.
Kelly and I, with our schedule, I think we're going to start going to see these people because there's, if you look at most pro athletes or professionals, they take the time to go to where the best is.
Yeah.
Even if it's across town.
Yep.
I was trying to stay local here in the east end of Ottawa, but we just didn't find the quality in each thing that I'm looking for. I'm not saying the quality here isn't good.
Right.
I'm just saying it's not what I'm looking for in a lot of cases.
Yeah.
Anyway. But what were we going to talk about?
The thing that we're going to this weekend.
Paul and I were talking this morning when he called about this weekend, and I had to tell him that I'm very aware that I have to pump the brakes.
Right.
Because, bro, check this out. Kelly and I basically went from, what are we going to do for the rest of the year, to, oh my God, we have too much to do in the space of 12 hours.
Pretty much.
The
Yeah.
phone rang off the hook yesterday.
Right.
And emails have been pouring in. I don't know what the tipping point is,
Right.
but we're doing something.
Yeah.
And people like it. And now we just got to figure out how to make a few bucks and pay the bills.
Cool.
And that's why we're advocating. Like I said, Kelly and I are looking for 10 brave couples to join Fire Team Alpha and be our first clients for a very good rate. Obviously, we will ask you to pay for what you're getting. Now, should you come in a year or two, like if you say, we don't have time for that right now, our relationship is perfect, whatever. Well, you might not be able to afford us.
Right. Might be totally different.
I mean, my head is already humongous in this room.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, Kelly and I got some rough miles, but some great experiences. I wouldn't change a thing because it made me who I am, and I want to instill that wisdom. Learned mind. I'm not. We're not these life coaches that just take a course and throw up their app and suddenly decide that they're going to post a bunch of goal cast and positivity memes up. And
Right.
like, ever seen those Instagram pages?
Yeah, yeah.
They're brutal. Or it's a girl with her ass and tits hanging out, and she's saying like, "Oh, join my gym," or DM me for life coaching, or some dude with his abs. Goddamn bastards.
Yeah.
And their chiseled bodies, and they're just like, yeah, rise and grind. And okay, yeah. But what do you actually do?
Right.
You know? And so Kelley and I want to show you what to do to actually start your day. You know, we went like, Kelley was not a morning person 2 weeks ago. Look at her.
Right.
She totally flipped the script.
Yeah.
We got up at 6 this morning,
Rock on.
and we want to get up earlier.
Yeah.
And we're going to show you, how do you go from getting up at 9 to 6?
And
We'll
at
show
9, you would get the,
Yeah, I used to get like hissed at.
Right.
I used to have to
Where's
like
my coffee?
make coffee and then like push into the room with a stick and like, you know, and then just like peek and be like, honey, you know, and wait for
Yeah.
the transformation back to my lovely bride to be to
the
happen.
Medusa snakes fade
Yeah.
into glowing, flowing hair.
Yeah. Yeah.
But oh, that was a big old boog down the throat. No, it's like how human function is normal. We're just lucky nobody's like past wind. But you know that. Notice it's gone down since we've changed our diet again.
Big time.
Big time.
Athena's making up for it.
Oh my God, that dog farted right in Kelley's face the other night. She's the first dog to ever sleep in my bed. That's how
Right.
much she won me over.
Yeah.
Anyway,
She's
got-
pretty cute.
yeah.
So
But back to life lessons.
No,
and-
hang on.
Paul said, pump the brakes.
No. Well, Paul's been through the ringer himself.
Right.
And he saw my crash coming way before it happened.
Right.
Like his wife, Danny, I met her at SHOT Show in 2017. And so that's over 2 years ago. So I finally ended up in rehab and like rehab was part of me resetting a lot of things. It was just, it was almost a vacation from life in a lot of ways, to be
Right.
honest.
Yep.
What was I saying?
Paul,
Danny.
meeting Danny.
Oh, yeah. She said that she was like, when she said to Paul, she's like, it's like talking to a fucking mirror image of you.
Right.
And that, you know, this is 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And he had just come back from his difficulties. And so he's helping me along. But the one thing him and I mean, you and I have talked, you're really good, though, at keeping the life balance, I've noticed. Which is why, like, even though you're 10 years younger than me.
I'm 35.
Okay, so 7 years. See, that's the thing. A lot of people don't want to learn from people younger than them either.
Right.
And one of the favorite people I met in rehab is 28. I'd adopt him if I could.
Right,
You know,
yeah.
that's how good a dude I think he is. Kelley loves him. He just needs a little direction that we're hoping to give him.
Right.
But Luke is able to maintain him and Catherine, his beautiful wife, who runs what's it called again?
The Peace Room.
The Peace Room here in Ottawa, which is the Peace Room on Instagram.
Yeah. Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, how is that not taken?
I don't
It's
know.
like Richard and his Full Spectrum Warrior. I'm like, I figured that shit would have been taken like in 99 and shit,
Right?
right?
Yeah.
When .coms were just being sold.
That's right.
So Kelley and I are learning we've learned the hard way to just rebalance the life work balance, and the age of the entrepreneur is back.
Right.
You know, like the post World War I, World War II stuff where all these guys are coming back and the last thing they want to do is go back to the farm, and so they're all starting businesses, and like the West was won through entrepreneurship if you read the history books, because it was just all these people out to do things for themselves and their friends.
Right.
Which is really what you're doing, right? You're building your own little tribe within the business world.
Yep.
And, you know, Kelley and I have got our own little tribe, and we're about collaboration, not competition.
Yeah.
Like if somebody bulldozes their way in, it's like, I got more guns, cars, and mercenaries, and I'll teach all the shooting. And we'll just be like, yeah, cool, man. We'll be over here. Like,
Right. Yeah.
Like, call us when you burn out.
Yeah.
And we'll take your clients because you're going to be a huge dick. And they're just, you know, you can't do it all.
Yeah.
And, you know, we're collaborating already with at least 2 other like tactical shooting lifestyle companies that they're like, oh, we don't have that angle like you do.
Right.
And we're like, well, we don't have your angle. So we're going to come to you and you can come to
Yeah.
us, and we're going to trade facilities and we're going to like learn from each other. And
Awesome.
there's way more business out there than any one company can do.
Yeah.
There's no competition. It's basically, it's like, holy crap, I'm booked, go see Jody, or I'm booked, go see Bill, or I'm booked, go see Steve. You know, it's all about tossing each other the ball when we can, right? You know, it's just like everyone that says, Jody, I want to do a podcast. I just say, call Luke.
Yeah.
And like, you're living pretty lavish.
It's all right.
You're living all comfortable and shit.
Right? I'm comfy.
You're up here all fed,
Yeah.
all stuffed.
Yeah.
What did he say there? Did you see the movie Black Panther?
No.
No.
No, I didn't.
Are we friends?
Sometimes.
The Marvel Universe Black Panther movie.
Yeah, no, I
You
didn't see it.
see it?
I didn't see it.
Dude, you are. Did you see Avengers?
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
I
I don't
always
think
forget.
so.
Luke's not a
I
big
don't
movie
think so.
guy.
Like, I like movies. I just don't see a lot of them.
We've had this talk a few times over the years, haven't we?
Yeah, for sure.
Anyway, in that movie, the bad guy who ultimately really could have been a good guy, and I'm kind of sad they killed him,
Right.
Because he was a bad motherfucker. He could have been like the Black Panther sidekick,
Okay.
or like the other Black Panther,
Right.
Because he was way bad, in my opinion, way badder in just like mentality. Like he could have been the bad good guy.
Okay.
He could have been the Deadpool of the Black Panthers.
Ooh, okay.
You know what I'm saying?
I see
Except
where you're
less
going.
mouthy.
Right.
But he walks into the palace and he's got a challenge to the throne because he's got that black swagger, right, that those guys get. And he's just like, you guys are, what does he say? It's the best line ever to say to someone that is just living way above your own means.
Right.
And he's just like, do you remember? It was
I
the
don't,
best
sorry.
line when he said it. I'm like, I'm getting that tattoo. You know,
Right.
like
Yeah,
y'all
yeah.
living up here all like lavish and comfortable and shit. I want my piece. And I was just like, oh, I want to have beers with that guy so bad.
Yeah.
But not beers, coffee.
Sure.
Anyway, but that character.
Yeah.
It's the same
Okay.
guy who, what's the other movie he was in? Like he's getting a lot of work because he's like, oh no. He's Creed. He's that guy in the Creed movies.
Michael. Is it Michael?
Yeah, I think you're right. I believe it's the same dude, but like jacked, you
Yeah.
know, handsome as shit.
Of course.
You know, he got that chocolate skin and all those beautiful brown eyes.
Yeah, he's a beautiful man.
He's a beautiful man. Don't
And
worry,
some
babe.
nice teeth.
Right? He's got some straight white teeth, man, that guy. Mine are a little worn out for the age. Kelly and I got our teeth whitened recently.
How'd that go?
I mean, they're a little whiter.
Yeah.
They're still, I
I
feel
think
like
the place we went to,
a little low rent.
a little low
rent.
low end.
I mean, it was
That's
a Groupon,
right? So
It was a Groupon.
Right,
Yo,
okay.
Groupon, send me my money.
Yeah.
it was like put the thing in the little blue light, kind of like the kit you can get for home.
Yeah, she's got this
Right,
kit in her
gotcha.
sock drawer. I was like, after we're done, I'm like, dude, this is the same thing. And she's like, it is? I'm like, yeah. And she's like, oh, that's right.
But I think it was more painful for Jody than it was for me because he had to sit still for an hour.
Oh, yeah.
my God.
Yeah,
Jody,
that'll get you.
I'm
That'll get
napping,
you.
enjoying the peace and quiet while my mouth is like geared open.
Yeah.
And Jody's like,
I was like, I'm like laying there because she just doesn't say anything to me. She's like, Jody, come in, it's your turn. And I sit down and I'm like, before I say, so how long is it? And then she puts the light in my mouth and I'm like, how? She's like,
1 hour.
Walks out and Kelly's like, hour. She's like, it's gonna be an hour. Go to sleep. And I'm like, go to sleep. And I was like, every 5 minutes, I'm like,
And I'm trying to sleep, and he's like,
I'm trying to look at my phone, but like I can't like get the angle, you know?
Yeah.
And the whole time like drooling inside my own mouth, and my lips are getting chapped. And my
he's smacking the leather chair that he's sitting in. I'm just like, oh God.
Dude. I just like this is my ADHD is like going way up.
Yeah.
You've
That's the
seen me.
worst.
Remember when I was doing the bodybuilding thing?
Yeah.
Remember how like just like tickety I was?
Oh, man.
Yeah. So
Plus,
and
without warning that it was going to be an hour.
if I had known, I figured it's like 15 minutes.
Right.
I honestly did. I didn't expect it to be an hour. But so I was gearing my mind up for 15 minutes of just like,
Sure.
and
Yeah.
then, but also, your mouth is, and she stuffs cotton balls everywhere.
Ugh.
It just wasn't fun.
Awful.
I mean, nice person, great,
Sure.
great people. Like when we say low rent, we're not saying like it's a bad dentist.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
like this whitening thing is like another way for them to make money.
Yeah, it's a
Right.
way to get them in because once you sit in
Yeah,
the chair, she's
yeah.
like, well, we should do a cleaning first for it to really work.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
You have
the
extra
sales pitch.
time?
I see what's going on.
Because they
yeah.
wanted you to get cleaning. Because
Yeah.
they're like, oh, you got an extra hour? And we're like, no.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So just the Groupon then? Yeah, we had a dude clean my car though. Oh, right before we went to Florida. So, I didn't want to take a winter destroyed interior to Florida. So we took it to this dude for Groupon, and he opens the car door and he's like, bro, no. He's like, no, bro, listen, Groupon, I get it, but bro, this is like $200 job. And I'm like, okay, sorry, man, I didn't even think. He's like, okay, hang on. And he like takes the car and he calls me. He's like, can I get an extra like $20? And I'm like, yeah, for sure. And the job he did,
amazing.
Well, you know what? We'll get his name. This dude, if you're in the Orleans, Ottawa area, go to him.
Yeah, he's really, really good.
He's professional as shit. And he's got a little shop, and your car will come out. You'll be like, is this a new car?
Right.
I thought I had a new car for a minute. I'm like, did you just like go buy a new car and put my tires on it? Like, that's how clean it was.
Maybe you could take some before and after shots showing like pre with Athena.
He did.
And
He did.
after.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. He's got his money cut out for him next time we go.
Yeah. Athena. Yeah. Anyway, so we're bouncing around like an Indian rubber ball right now.
Yeah.
Sorry, man.
I guess
we
so.
have so
That's
much
all
to
right.
talk. We got to
I
start
know.
doing the show on maybe twice a week.
Well, if you can stay in the country for longer than a day or two, then we might be able to.
We would have done one in Florida with Rich.
Yeah.
But the vibe, like the vibe of it's not that Rich isn't awesome. He is Full Spectrum Warrior on Instagram. Full Spectrum Warrior. Him and I, we just he was actually working the whole time. We were just actually renting the B&B that he has on the ranch.
Right.
And so Kelley and I would wake up, make breakfast, walk the dog, have coffee, sit in the sun next to the swamp full of alligators.
Perfect.
With a gun on my hip, by the way, because hey, it's Florida.
Good call.
And just chill. And he's running around like he's got an old Army Humvee that he drives around, throwing gear here and there, and he's got people coming in training with dogs and
Very cool.
shooting, and just it's 50 acres that never stops moving.
Right.
And so he's got to run his ranch.
Yeah.
So whenever he'd have time, I'd be tired, or whenever I had time, he'd be tired, or he'd be doing emails, and the connectivity there. His dial-up, which is all he can get. No. Sorry, he has satellite internet.
Right.
He got at this, so he paid for the high-end package with whatever company it is down there.
Yeah.
And their fastest satellite speed was, 3.2 megabytes a second, which is good, I think.
I don't know.
With the package he has, though, and the angle the satellite's at, he went from 0.03
Right.
to 0.06.
Ooh.
Or 0.6 or whatever. Like 3G in 2006 speeds.
Right, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Or no, the Edge. Remember the Edge network?
Yeah.
That's what it was when I got my first iPhone back in 07. And it took half an hour to download one page from the newspaper, but it was awesome. I'm reading the newspaper in my hand.
Yeah.
Anyway.
It was also a nice sense community too, right?
It's a nice little idea. But anyway, so the vibe wasn't there. But if we'd had more bandwidth, we would have done a show.
Right.
To the program you had talked about, which we'll keep in proprietary programming for the Podcast Wagon.
That's right.
That's right. Is there anything else you think we should highlight there, Duke?
I don't think so.
Okay. Well, we got to go. We got to go look at our new house.
Yeah, cool.
We're moving.
Right on.
West end of town, though.
Okay.
Right next to the range.
Holy
Bummer.
jeez.
Bummer.
Yeah.
Bummer.
Bad spot.
I'm so sad to have to wake up in the morning, drink coffee, and go and shoot.
Yeah, or just
Breaks
let the
my
dog
heart.
out and she can run for 50 kilometers and not lose her. We won't lose her.
Beauty.
It's pretty dope. It's right
Yeah.
next to a rock quarry. It's actually a pretty cool spot.
Right on.
We're not sure if there's a bathroom
Okay. Yeah.
because I guess the building is
not a big
technically
deal.
an office
Okay.
that was used 30 years ago.
Right.
But it was built back when they built buildings the last.
Okay. Yep.
And so, but the guy says there's for sure a toilet.
Right.
So we might have camping stoves and army cots.
Yeah.
Taking bird baths for the first couple months until we get showers put in. But,
It's figure outable.
it's figure outable because Fire Team Alpha can figure shit out.
That's right.
And that's what our goal is. And the Jody Mitic Podcast and all that will continue on. But Fire Team Alpha is going to have their own podcast. Kelley is going to have her own podcast soon. Luke's got nothing but time, right, Luke?
Oh yeah.
I'm still
Do it all
distracted
day.
by the sponge bath idea when we don't have a shower in our new house. Sorry.
She had to sponge bath me when we were staying at a chalet last summer because
Right.
there was no wheelchair access or anything.
Right.
So I like hobbled in on my legs and then took them off and just sat there, and she just like wheeled me around in an office chair.
Right on.
It was actually pretty dope. I felt kind of like an emperor. And then she's like
Yeah.
washing me out because there's nobody around, right? So we're
Yeah.
out on the deck with the sun, and she's wiping me down with a sponge bath and like a little bird bath bowl.
Right on.
I enjoyed it.
Of course.
I'm not gonna lie.
That might be the way to go permanently.
Well, it's definitely
But
a
maybe
good,
indoors in some way.
Yeah.
depending on what kind of facility we're talking about.
Yeah.
But like getting to a sponge bath from your partner in the sunshine on a beautiful day,
Something real nice about that.
bro, and that's
Yeah.
gonna be part of our Team Alpha's life coaching.
There you go.
You know, honestly, give each other a sponge bath
But
in the
it's
sunshine.
quite intimate, not in a
It's not, yeah,
not in a raunchy way.
It's not gross or it's not like X-rated, but it's just like you're doing something for each other that we used to do as primates anyway.
Right.
Right? How do monkeys bond and chimpanzees bond? When the alpha chimp lets you pick the lice off his back, oh, that's the best part of your day.
Right.
And I'm not saying like you have to pick an alpha and a beta in the group, but you need to understand that there is a natural order to things, if that makes sense. Men and women are different. I don't give a fuck what anybody else says. You put two kids in a room, a boy and a girl with trucks and dolls, probably 99 times out of 100, maybe 97. Let's go with 97 to be conservative.
Yep.
And the boy will pick the truck and the girl will pick the doll first. I'm not
Right.
saying they won't trade. Hey, I played with My Little Ponies as a kid after my sister got some.
Yeah.
You know, and I just sat there and I knew they were My Little Ponies. I didn't care. She played with my G.I. Joes. She didn't care. But
Yep.
at the end of the day, the G.I. Joes went to my room and the My Little Ponies went to her room. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
And the My Little Ponies maybe gave rides to the G.I. Joes around the house.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Of
But the
course.
point is, I'm 250 pounds. Kelly's 110.
Yep.
Thank you.
And there's Kelley will be 110. And I'll be 225 when I'm done again. I'll be even without legs. I'm 247 pounds. Remember when I weighed myself? Sorry, wearing legs. I was 247, and the legs are about 6 pounds each. No, are they that heavy? Anyway, we'll figure it out. We'll talk about it later.
Yeah.
And that's the one thing, part of being a team is understanding each other's roles. And that's where a lot of couples, I think, in the modern world are running into trouble.
Right.
Because we have a generation or a couple of generations of boys that were raised to say girls are equal, which I honestly, using, did we talk about Canada Reads last podcast?
Briefly, we mentioned something about somebody that you were there with, I think. But
Okay, well, anyway, I'm just going to use that example again, right? The one woman whose book got voted off first, when I looked at her, all I saw was a competitor. Never
Right.
mind that she was an Indigenous lesbian woman,
right.
That has nothing to do with my thinking, zero to do with my assessment of her, except that here's what did. She's a lawyer by trade and a comedian by choice.
Right.
Lawyers and comedians they're the most poetic bunch of motherfuckers you're ever going to find.
Sure.
A comedic lawyer? Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
She's not going to know how to argue her points with the wax perfectly applied to the surface. I was like, she's my biggest competitor.
Yeah.
If I want my book to win, I need to knock her down at the knees, figuratively, right?
Yeah.
And I was turned on by the Indigenous feminist community as silencing voices and blah. And I'm like, look, I get it. I'm a conservative-minded, straight, white, cisgendered male. I guess that's a fucking insult.
Right.
But I went after her because she's my biggest threat.
Yeah.
Are we not all equal?
Because it was a competition.
Well, the other thing is it's a
Right.
competition and Jody likes to win.
Sure.
Sorry.
Yeah.
If anything, it gave her book more traction and it got way more attention because it didn't win.
Right.
Frankly.
Right.
But anyway, but that's where the confusion comes in. We have women that were told, don't let a man hold the door for you.
Right.
And don't you like it when a man holds the door for you?
Yeah, I do.
It's a natural instinct for women to want a door held for them. And it's a natural instinct for a man to want to. I'm not saying all men and all women.
Sure.
but the vast majority feel very comfortable with that arrangement.
Yeah.
And I think it's gone almost too far the other direction, where you're almost intimidated as a woman to admit that you like that role of, you know, the cooking and taking care and that nurturing. Like, you know, like when we were away, I loved.
Yeah, she was the only girl there, and it was Rich and Mike, his apprentice, and then there was another woman that showed up with her husband, but she was busy with babies and dogs.
Yep.
Kelley took care of the three of us. She
Right.
cooked dinner. She, you know, but we all helped with the dishes. We all helped with the prep.
Yep.
We all cooked together, but she was in charge.
But it was such a natural thing as that motherly nurturing role, right? It wasn't.
Yeah.
I didn't feel like, oh man, I'm the woman, so I'm stuck cooking. Well, no,
Right.
it was such a natural thing, and you know, making them a lunch for the road, and
Yeah.
it wasn't
Like
it was
Rich,
just so natural and instinctive.
yeah, Rich had to leave in early our last day. He had to leave like 4 a.m. So she, you know, they're coming over. We're having supper. It was Kelley's birthday and everything, and or the day after her birthday. So they're coming over to say bye, and you know, and she goes, well, you know, I'm making food for our trip home. Do you guys want some wraps?
Right.
So you don't have to like stop at McDonald's and eat shit food in the morning. And they're like, fuck yeah. Cause they're like, that's exactly what we would have done. Cause
Yeah.
you know, we're dumb boys.
There you go.
And,
Well, and they're also busy working a business.
yeah, but we're
Yeah.
dumb.
They're dumb boys that made me a nice birthday cake.
Yeah. Oh, they
you go.
came over, man.
Right on.
It was really cute.
And the one young guy, he was like 20, 28, 29. Like me and him, like kind of kept butting heads a little bit.
Right.
But when it came to Kelley, he was all googly eyes and like, but his training, like I was like, go learn to shoot with him.
Right.
You know, there's no man competition there. Like you as a man too have to know not all things can you teach your children.
Right.
It's a tribe raises a child is real. Right. That's why like every boy and every girl should have multiple male and females in their lives to take on that role of nurture.
Right.
Right. And you know, these people that are so wrapped up in I'll raise my kids the way I want. Don't tell me how to raise my children. I'm going to tell you.
Right.
Because there's no one solution.
Yeah.
And it takes a village.
Yeah.
And that's the biggest issue, I think. Well, if it's not top 5, it's top 10
Right.
issues in our society is we've siloed ourselves right down to the family level. And Kelley and I want to, like, as a kid, you know, because my dad, he wasn't around a lot. He was working.
Right.
And my kids, I'm not around a lot. Ax's new boyfriend, you know, he's a little young, but he's another positive male role model in my kids' lives, right? They like him. He's cool. He's got a cool dog. He has a pickup truck.
Right,
Right.
yep.
My youngest goes, he makes pancakes with, what was it? With chocolate chips in them or something.
Ooh.
And I'm like,
Or French toast. Was
oh
it
yeah,
French
that's
toast?
it. They go there. She's like, I'm like, what do you think of him? She's like, oh, he makes French toast every morning. I'm like, oh yeah, he's a keeper.
Yeah,
you know,
delicious,
like
yeah.
I'm not intimidated by him because I could crush him with my left hand if I had to. No, but he's a pretty big dude actually. But anyway, the point is, I'm not intimidated.
Yeah.
You know, and if frankly, thanks, dude. Thanks
Right.
for taking up some of the slack for me.
Right.
Because I can't be there 24/7 anymore because I'm not with their mom anymore.
Yep.
You know, and same with women. Like, hey man, if you have a positive female role model around for your kids, fucking take advantage of that shit. Like,
Yeah.
just relax a little, open your mind to other possibilities and views, point of views as well. Like, there's too much of this. Like, I'll teach my kids the way to live life, and that's part of the problem. You know,
Right.
that's how culture started.
Right. There you go.
And I think that whole, it takes a community to raise a child. I think that kind of mentality is also what we're looking at as
Yeah.
far as our business thing, where we're talking about collaboration as opposed to competition.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
yeah.
it's that same thing where it's a community of people that we're looking to draw into our business
Yeah.
and our life and our coaching.
You know, if I had done a better job as a city councilor, I would have had a barbecue every single Saturday.
Right.
bullets and beef.
Well, that's what we'll do. But I'm saying no bullets at the
No bullets at- yeah.
the Innis Ward.
Community.
I'm saying even if they were indoors, do a pancake breakfast every Saturday as a community,
Right,
You know,
right.
and just get that like at least a couple times a month.
Yep.
You know, and just be like, and that's the other thing. If you're a leader, lead.
Right. Yep.
Accept that role. Accept it as like, because I was so reluctant for so long to be a leader. in the post-injury to thing. It took me 12 years, bro, to come all the way. I was talking about this with, I forget who it was, but I had the realization. I'm like, I'm kind of back to where I started.
Right.
I'm teaching sniper shooting again. I am. I have contracts already to teach people how to shoot long-range rifles.
Cool.
I'm learning how to gunfight again. I'm learning how to go to the gym on my own. I'm getting back to the guy I pretty much was before I stepped on that landmine, except so much more because I'm a father.
Yeah.
You know, I'm a community leader. I'm actually going to be a husband this time because as much as I say my ex-wife, we weren't actually married. I was too scared to pull that trigger, but thank goodness I didn't because I got my beautiful bride to be over here.
There you go.
You know, and I get to hang out with people like you and Catherine and Forrest. Where is Forrest in daycare?
Force at school.
Oh
a
shit!
big
Yeah, he
boy
goes to our
now.
kid. He goes to the same school as my kids.
Yeah. He's getting his learn on right now.
Gets his learn on. Oh, Ayla's going to grade
6 next.
6 next year.
Come on, grade
Middle
6.
school.
She's going to middle school,
That's
dog.
out of control.
Oh, she's already a teenager. I'd be like, hey, what do you want to do? She's like,
Yeah.
cool.
I know, right?
Yeah. And then I'll call her on her iPod, and
Yeah.
she declines the call, and then 10 minutes later I get a text. Yeah, I'm playing. What is it? I'm playing Roblox.
Right.
And I'm like,
sorry, busy.
yeah, Daddy doesn't care. Daddy bought that iPod so Daddy could talk to you. You answer that fucking call. And she just laughs at me. She's like, oh,
Yeah.
Daddy. And she, you know what? I gotta like slow I'm glad my life, like I'm in the right lane, the left lane, going fast.
Mm-hmm.
But when Ayla's around, I gotta go to the right lane and because she just wants you to park next to her.
Right.
She wants
And
you to
while
sit
she-
there and talk.
Not even. She just wants to sit there and talk about her game.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And I'm like, it's boring as shit though, bro.
Yeah.
Like I still play Angry Birds too. I'm on level like 997 or something crazy
Sure.
like that. And I like it and I enjoy it and it helps my brain just go down to second gear again for a bit.
Yeah.
But watching my daughter play Roblox, I guess I just don't understand it. And that's your job as a parent too, though. Like figure out what the fuck your kids are interested in because because of my little like spiral out of control there, I kind of forgot who my kids were.
Right.
Well, and sometimes you
I
have to fake that interest.
Well, that's what even if it's not like, I don't
Not
like to fake it
fake,
till you
but-
make it, but take an interest in your kid and you'll be interested in what they're doing.
Maybe embrace it as better than fake it.
Yeah.
Embrace it and
but I forgot, like I'd talk to my ex, I'd be like, well, what shows do they like now?
Right.
What's
yeah.
their favorite food?
And at that age, things change so quickly
So
too,
fast.
right?
I'll be like, you used to love pancakes with chocolate chips. They don't like chocolate chips anymore. And they're like, Dad, I haven't liked chocolate chips for like 2 years.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, sorry. Holy shit. Like, you know, pizza? No, they're over pizza.
Right.
Spaghetti, though. They love the
They love
shit out of
spaghetti.
spaghetti. But my favorite way, just a little butter, pepper, some Parmesan cheese, maybe throw some chopped up chicken in there. Boy, maybe a little bit of olive oil sometimes.
Okay. That's not
and
spaghetti,
Kiki's
but
still
go
a
on.
bacon
Yeah.
monster.
That's spaghetti.
Come on, that's noodles with stuff.
It's spaghetti noodles. What, spaghetti sauce is the
Sure.
only thing that makes it spaghetti?
Sure, it's spaghetti
They're not called,
noodles.
It's not called spaghetti sauce with noodles. It's called spaghetti with sauce and meatballs.
If we had a pot of my spaghetti, it would smack your spaghetti in the face.
Maybe it's just different. Why do our spaghettis have to fight? Why can't it be like you ordered plain pizza and a pepperoni pizza?
I guess.
Hey,
sure.
I love me some spaghetti and meatballs.
Yeah.
Don't get me
All right.
wrong.
All right.
I'm just saying my preferred way is, and I'll actually like stir fry it.
All right. Well, you're not wrong. Okay. Sure. See?
You're not right, but I'm not wrong. How about
Yeah,
that?
there you go.
There
Okay,
we go.
yeah.
All right.
We're back.
I forgot he's the Duke on the podcast.
Right.
You know what? We got to wrap it up, bro.
Let's do it.
This has been, I know, okay, folks. We got a lot of great positive feedback, and I feel blessed. I really do to have friends like Luke and Kelley and Athena and all of you out there that waited patiently for almost 2 years and took the first podcast that we put out 3 weeks ago now.
Yeah, about that. Yep.
Massive reception. You guys downloaded the shit out of that thing. New listeners are contacting me all the time. You know, go listen to me on Jocko. That's where a lot of people hear from me. I did 3 episodes of that bitch, actually. But thanks. Like, I felt like I had failed the world. I mean, I was in rehab for drugs, for Christ's sakes. And I've learned a lot. I've grown a lot. I'm not saying I'm a different person, but I'm definitely an improved person. And I can only keep going in the positive direction with your help. And I'm not saying like you have to help. I don't expect your help. But you people that are just so willing to embrace us and take us into your home and listen to us on a regular basis and, feel like you know us, you do. You know us because I am pretty raw. We have started to do a little bit of editing just to avoid certain conflicts that we got into with the unedited version. If we're ever as big as Joe Rogan, we won't edit.
There you go.
Right? But, I mean, we have to be realistic. We're an ant next to that giant. But he's the reason we started podcasting, right? I started listening to his show in like 2008 or whenever he started it.
Right.
I think I've told this story. When Dane Cook was on his show, a comedian buddy of mine said, go listen to that and you'll hate Dane Cook. I love Dane Cook even more after listening to it. Sorry, bro. Sorry, Darren. But the point is, the positive journey continues. Please go and follow Fireteam Alpha Official on Instagram. Follow Jody Mitic on Instagram. Follow, what is it now? Just Luke Rowan, right?
It's Luke D. Rowan.
Luke D. Rowan on Instagram and also Podcast Wagon on Instagram. Follow Kelley, K-E, you got a pen? Okay, get ready, write this down. KE.LLEY15 on Instagram. I don't know, why can't you just be Kelley15?
It wouldn't let me. Apparently, there's another.
Is that the name they chose
it's
for
the
you?
name they chose for me. I tried
anyway.
like 10, and then I'm like, just let them choose for me.
And then there's Athena Warrior the dog.
That's correct.
Athena Warrior the dog, which is our sidekick, and she's got a bit of a mouth on her, so don't take anything she says personally. She only tends to comment on dog stuff,
Right.
But I mean, that's where her interests lie. And and again, the offer goes out. The first 10 couples that want to be coached by Kelley and I, if you're willing to grow with us and our business, you will be on the ground floor of what we hope will be a grand, beautiful tribe of people by the end of it. We're only in our 40s, so we got a lot of time to work here.
There you go. Very cool.
But life is short.
Yep.
It is.
And what do we say?
We are
We're
the good guys.
We are the good guys. As the little girls and boys will ask us, why are there so many bad guys? We say, well, because we're the good guys. And we're the Jody Mitic Podcast, and we're out.